Hello everyone, it's Rita here, and it is Sunday slow stitching with me. And I'm going to take this first part of this video and just show you what I've been working on. And I've still doing the bird, and I've got some little stitches here, and then I outlined him. I'm not sure if I did that on camera or not. I didn't have very much time to stitch this week, so this is the progress. I just, it's a slow stitch. It just takes time. So I've got this little piece here that I've been stitching on. I have this one here that I've started working on, and then I end up using something else and starting something else. So this is the base. And then this one here, let's see, I think I was just gonna do, I don't know how I was doing that, but anyway, that one's supposed to go with that. And then I also been working on this other one that I had cut up, that piece that was hand stitched, and I cut it up in fours. So this piece here, see, you can't, all this green stitching back there is still there, and then I've added some other elements to this square, and so that will make another box or something. I keep saying this, but it's true. I love the boxes. I think you guys love them too, because so many people have commented about them. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a box. This time it's called a Etui, E-T-U-I. I thought I wrote it somewhere. E-T-U-I is how it's spelled. It's a old Victorian type sewing box. And you can go look them up on YouTube if you'd like. I don't have one made because I haven't had a chance to make it, but I've been wanting to make one. So I've got all the pieces ready and cut, and I'm going to give you those numbers. So I don't have a list to give you a screenshot. I have a list, but I'm not quite sure it's accurate at this point. So I'm going to go through them and tell you what the numbers are, and then you can check back and, rewind the video if you can't get it all written down. Okay, so if you want to pause, you can pause here and run and get a piece of paper and a pencil or pen. All right, so I'm going to start. This is the outside of the box that you're going to need. And I'm using centimeters, and I'll tell you why, because the video that I watched was about 3 or 4 years old. I will put her link down so you can go look at it if you want. But I was going to change it into inches for you, but it's just that little bit off, and it's really hard to make it in inches, but you could. So for instance, let's get one of the box pages here. All right, so this is 12 by 9 centimeters. And if I go in inches, it is 4 3/4 high, but it's 3 1/2 plus 1, 1/16 of an inch. So it's just, you could do it 3 though. But you would have to, you could do 4 1/2 by 3 if you wanted to, and you didn't want to use the centimeters. But the centimeters are so easy, and let me show you here. I cut all these squares, and I used boxes, cereal boxes. Well, not cereal because I don't eat cereal. Cracker boxes, TV dinner boxes, and I think one was a cake box. Anyway, so when you cut these boxes out, you can do it on your cutter, or you can use a X-Acto knife like this and a ruler if you want to do that. I don't like to use those because I always miscut. I'll slice it into it or go crooked or something. But let me show you the centimeters on here. here's my line where I would cut it, and this is 12, and you can, wait a minute, no, this width is 9 centimeters, so it's right there. So you just put this up on the 9 on your ruler and cut. And then if you wanted to, you could probably, but see how you have to judge that? It's just 1 tick away from being 3.5, 1 tick larger. But it's just as easy to go up here and go to the 9 and make your cut. And then this way would be to 12. This one's kind of hard to, because it's right there in the middle of it. But you can still do it in the 12. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And almost every single ruler you have has centimeters on it along one side. So I find it to be easier sometimes with centimeters. It's easier to line things up too. So, okay, so what you're going to need is 4 card squares. Now, cereal box, you want it, or whatever box you're using, you want something that's pretty stiff. You know, I mean, it's going to have fabric, and some of these are going to be layered twice. So, you know, it will be probably strong enough, but it's going to be a box, so you want it to be able to be sturdy enough that, you know, it won't fall apart. So, 4 12 by 9s. I'm sorry if I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited to start this. You know how you get excited? Then you're going to need 4 11.5 by 8.5 centimeters, and that's going to be the lining for the box. So see, that's a little bit smaller, okay, because we're going to cover this with fabric and we're going to cover this with fabric. All right, and then you're going to need the base of the box, and the base is 9.5 by 9.5, and the lining is also 9.5 by 9.5, because this will be on the inside of the box, and this will be laying on the bottom of the box, so they'll be the same size. Okay, so there's basically 2 of those you need. I should write 2, just so I know that that's what that is. Okay, then there's going to be another box inside this box. If you've ever seen those the explosion box where the butterflies come out, or people put candy or whatever in them, it's kind of like that. So this inner box is going to be 8 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. And you need 4 of those. Okay. Then, you know what? I didn't bring my camera down. Maybe it'll help you a little bit. Oops. Can you see it any closer? I don't know. So then you're going to need, for the lining of those boxes, you're going to need 7.5 by 4 centimeters. Okay. Can't pick anything up. All right, I'm just going to clip those back together. And then for the base of this box, you're going to need 4.5 by 4.5 centimeters for the base. There is no, it's going to be for the inside of the box, so you only need 1. Why did I write 4? You only need 1. It was confusing getting all these numbers down. I didn't know it was going to be so many. Okay, now we need a lid on the big box. You could put a lid on the little box too, but we have to figure out what that size would be. It'd probably just be 5 by 5. Yeah, because you just need it to be like a half of a centimeter larger than the box itself. Okay, so the lid inside, this is the lining side, is 9 by 9. And then the top of the box, the lid of the box, is 9.5 by 9.5. And that will fit over the top. And this will go on the inside of your box when it's finished. Okay? Might need another one of these. It wasn't very clear to me. The sides, you're going to need 9.5 by 2 centimeters. I'm not used to writing centimeters. 9 by 9 inches. It would be a huge box. So you're going to need 4 of these. Okay? And then as we go along, I'll show you how these all get put together. So after you get these, you know, you can make these. We probably won't, I don't know, it depends on how fast how much video time I use for Sunday, this coming up. If I have time, I will try to at least get some of the pieces covered, and then you'll be able to see better. And I'm going to use, for me, I'm going to use 2 different fabrics. I've had this fabric for quite a long time, and I just love red and white. And I just love this floral. And then I had bought, this was for something else. I was making a quilt and I needed a border, and I had bought this to use for the border. Evidently, I changed my mind. I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd make this part the inside of my box, and this part would be the outside. And then I found these napkins that I got somewhere at a thrift store or something. And it had these little polka dots on it. And I thought maybe those would be cute for the lid. Those little polka dots. So I'm going to see if I can't incorporate those somehow. Now, as far as slow stitching goes, because there isn't really slow stitching to make the box. But to decorate the box, you can slow stitch something and put it on the side. But I will get to that, because once we get to the construction of the box and get things made, then you'll see, you know, better what you can do. If you want to slow stitch, I would slow stitch on my outside boxes, not the lining, because we're going to put pockets. Well, I hope we're going to put pockets. But elastic to hold your things into the box. And you'll see what I'm talking about if you go to anything online that is described in the etui design. You'll see what kind of box I'm talking about. So, and you could change it any way you want it to be, and you can put whatever you want to put in it. So anyway, I'm going to let that sit there for now, and then I will return. Either I'll return and be working more on this, or I'll return and start working on the boxes. Okay? So hold on. Hello, I'm back. This is a different location, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I have a shadow behind me, but I will get that straightened out by the next video. This is a temporary situation. So what we're going to need now, we're going to cover, and this is my table slants down also. We are going to cover the cardboard squares that we cut out already. So this is the 12 by 9 centimeters, and you need 4 of these for the outside of the box. And so I've ripped some fabric that I want to use on this. And at this point, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not, because you can turn it around. They're all the same size. So I'm going to go around here. I'm going to start, yeah, you can see me, I think. I'm going to start at the top up here, and I'm going to put some glue there. And then fold this down. You can leave a 1/2 inch would be better. Mine's a little bit shy, so, but I have this already, this piece strip cut off, and I want to use it. So I'm just going to try my best to, I'm using Scotch permanent glue. This is the best glue for sticking things down, especially on paper, but it works quite well on fabric as well. So now I've got the top and the bottom done in this case, because those were the shorter sides, and more so I wanted to make sure that this fit. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go up to the top of that where the fold is, and I'm going to clip this out. I think I'm doing this right. So I'm going to go this way and then cut that out. And the reason I'm doing this is to eliminate the bulk at the corners, because this can get really bulky if you, and especially if you're using a heavier fabric, but I am just using a plain cotton. Now, I'm jumping to this where I'm covering this. If you want to slow stitch on this piece and do some embroidery, you could do that. But if you're going to put any kind of stuffing or batting in there, or felt, like I have here on my table, a piece of felt, you could do all your stitching and then do this part. But in this case, I'm not worried about doing that. I think I'm going to maybe just add some lace and things, not a lot of slow stitching. Okay, so now we're going to take and put our glue on this side, and I'm going to fold this down. Whoops, I guess I need some glue in there, just a little bit to hold it. I'm going to fold this down and get that nice and tight. Down in here. Can overlap a little bit on that side, it's okay. And then we're going to pull this nice and firm, because you want these corners to be as good as you can get them. See? I don't know if you can see that, but as good as you can get them on the corner. And because the glue is still not stuck all the way, you might need to take a scissor or a needle or a pen or something and just get that nice and secure. Okay. Now I'm going to put some glue on this one, and a little dab there and a little dab there. Fold this down. Fold this down. Okay, and then give this a nice good tug, because you don't want any loose fabric on the front. You want it nice and tight. Okay, so that's the first piece. Let's do one more of those. Actually, let's do the bottom, the base, because I want to, if I don't have enough time, I want to show you. Okay, here's the base. Let's do the base. I don't know if I have a piece. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. So this is the bottom of the box, the base. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Get that centered there. Now, I don't cut my corners out first. I'm always afraid it won't line up. So I like to put it down and then just clip up to almost to the end. All right, so go like that. And if you have like stripes or something, you want to make sure that those are lined up. Make sure your cardboard is laying up to the stripe. so it's not crooked. And you can clip it with some clips if you want. You know, your, what do you call them, clips? These guys here. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut into here. And crossed. A little bit of glue there. My room sounds kind of echoey, like echo. I never realized that because I usually have something going on in the background, like TV or something. But not when I'm doing this. This doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you just... Oh, I didn't want to cut that off, did I? No, I'm not sure. Dang it. I don't think I wanted to. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I felt like I was doing something wrong there. Okay. I'll go across here and a little bit on this so that you can fold it in. Okay. And we're going to make sure that that is nice and tight. And nice and tight. So you might choose to do a less bulky fabric on this rather than a upholstery or something, simply because, you know, it's hard to get those corners to match up. Okay. This way. See, that's overhung a little bit, but that's fine. It just, you're taking the majority of the bulk out. And if you're, you know, if it doesn't stay glued, then use these little clips to hold it down until the glue gets a good dry. So I was looking for another clip. I guess it's okay. All right, so now there's our base. So before I move on, I don't know how much I can get done with how much time I have left. Okay, so when this is the bottom of the box and this is the inside of the box and this is the outside. So this here, which is not the same, isn't that weird? I thought I did it. Well, that's weird because that's 9. Oh, this is 9.5 by 9.5. Well, that doesn't make sense. Let me see. Do I have a... No, 9.5. Maybe this was supposed to be the base. Oh, darn it. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the base to the lid. Oh, I think I did that. Oh, I don't think I have a pin here. I was going to change it to say lid. Okay, that's the base to the lid. Wrong base. This is the inside base. All right, so now I've got to do another piece. I can't believe I did that. Yes, I can. I'm always doing something like that. Now, if you don't want to have too much overhang, you can, sometimes the more you have, the worse, because like you'd rather have maybe a 1/2 inch, you see, than like a whole inch or something, because then it just gets too bulky. You can always use those for something. So let's see. Stick that in there like that. Glue stick. You can use double-sided tape for this. Oops. In fact, the video that I watched her make this, And she's doing it a little different than I am, because we don't always do things the same, and we always try to improve on them, what we can do to make it easier for us. I can't. This was awkward going this direction. Might as well just cut all these at the same time. And this, you know, is all assembly line once you get started. Okay. I don't know why I keep turning it around. It doesn't seem like it's in the right spot for some reason, but it is. Okay, just gonna get that smushed down there. Yeah, I'm gonna get a level table in here too. This is one of those old, I don't know if you remember back in the day, but like in the kids' room, like in the boys' room, we'd always get this dresser, and it would have this little desk on the top with a drop down. You never see that anymore, really. I don't think. But then I'm not out buying kids' furniture anymore. Okay. Just want to get those corners really nice, because that makes such a difference in the finishing. Okay. All right. And that's why if you're going to put any kind of padding here, you don't want the batting or whatever you put in felt to go past those corners. You want to keep it as much on the edge as you can so that you can get this to lay down better. Okay. So now that we have the bottom here, and then this is going to be one of the sides. So you see that we got this part here. Whoops, I'm sorry. I don't hope I haven't been out of camera. And then this is going to go to that, and then it's going to eventually fold up like this. But we're going to have another piece of cardboard on the inside of this when we get to that point. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and this piece. I got that right? Yeah, because this is the floor of the box. So we're going to do that like that. I'm going to make sure that you can see me. Okay. Then we're going to take a needle and thread. And this is cotton, everyday 50 weight cotton thread. Like this. This is Coates & Clark. I've probably had it for 20 years. And we're going to, let's see, I think I'm going to go in through here behind this and put that knot back there. See? Okay. I'm going to set this back on top and line these up nice and even best you can. And you'll probably want to put a little clip on here to hold it in place. And then we're going to whip stitch it. So you want to make these, you're just going to pick up, you're not going through the cardboard. You're just going through, oh, hold on, I can't see. Let's see if these glasses work better. Okay. You're going to go through the fabric only, not the cardboard, because you won't be able to sew the cardboard. And you might want to let this dry, otherwise you're going to be going through some glue. But for the purposes of, yeah, see, I'm already hitting some glue, I think. Oh. There we go. Plus the thickness of the fabric right there. But these stitches are going to have to be close together, because you don't really want them to show. They're going to show. Well, let me see. There is a way to stitch without those showing, so let's try. My lighting is also not very good. So what you would do is go under the fabric, between the cardboard and the fabric, and go along the edge and see how it's, can you see that it's poked out right there? Do you see that? I don't know if you can see. You slide it through. Then you're going to come across and you're going to go on the other side and you're going to slide it through. This is called a ladder stitch, so if you want to look it up, you can find it. And this is kind of a really good hidden stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go back on this side. Oh, come on. Right now the glue is really causing me a problem. To let it dry. And then my needle came unthreaded. And I got sticky glue all over my hands. So I suggest you, oh, thought I had it. Wash your hands before you start sewing after you've glued. Okay, now where were we? We're on this side. So now I'm going to go back to this side. Now this, if you wanted to, you could do a couple times back, do it all the way across and then come back and do it again, just to make sure that it's all done. Really, this is not that hard. This is the same process that I use for what do you call it? Paper piecing, English paper piecing. It's the same thing. You can whip stitch English paper piecing if you want, but oh my gosh, this is going to happen a lot, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm going to get some of that glue off my finger. I didn't bring a wipe in here because I've never even thought about it. That's what happens when you do a new space. You gotta think about all the things you have surrounding you. All right, I can see it there. Okay. What side I'm on now? Okay, I was on this back side. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and whip stitch this. I probably can't see because I hope my other camera, when I get it set up right,
will be easier for you to see. But I'm just going to whip stitch it, this one. If you do them small enough, you really can't tell. They almost blend right into the fabric. And if you don't have, like this is red and white fabric, and so far I'm working with white, and it's pretty much oh my gosh, pretty much unnoticeable. But if you're and the reason I'm using a small needle is because if you use a large needle, you can't get it close enough together. I mean, you can't get that little tiny stitch. You want a needle. These are my applique needles, and they're fine. And that way you can take a little bite of thread. Unfortunately, I have a hard time keeping them threaded. I'm trying to stay in camera. I hope you're stitching along with me on some project. You may not know how to do this one, but working on your boxes or a journal cover or something else. I do like to do things, oh my gosh, I think I might be actually getting through the cardboard, and that's not good. You can see it's shorter. Yeah, I feel like I'm not getting, probably glued it down too good. Maybe not put the glue so close to the edges, and just like maybe just in the corners add extra glue, but the other part just do a little bit higher and not right onto the edge. Okay, pretty much done. Now, if you had the next section, you could add it, which I don't have handy, but you would add the next section here, and just wherever your thread ends up. I thought it was on that side. So since your thread is there, you could add this section to here and then start whipping again. Okay? But it's best to whip it in the, well, I guess it doesn't really matter in this case. So I'm just going to tie this off a little bit here. And I'm going to use my knot. I feel like I'm doing this blind. I didn't realize if I don't have enough light. So I have like when I'm stitching, I have an overhead, you know, LED light. It makes a big difference. Okay. So that's how you sew it together. You're going to put all four of them, all four of these, so different boxes, together like this. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing with your little boxes, your little sides. So this is the box. So you're going to do the same process, only it would be on here like so. I mean, it wouldn't be attached yet. We'll attach it when, and here's the base. All right. So you can go ahead and do all of that, and then by the next video, I will have those all backed and sewn with my fabric. And I'm gonna, on the inside, I'm gonna use this fabric to put up against this. And on the inside of, yes, on the inside of these, when these all get, I'm sorry, when these are all stitched up, we're going to be putting the lining one inside. And I'll just show you kind of what I'm talking about. These are 11.5 by 8.5. So all your boxes need to be, all your cardboard pieces, if you did them 3, you would have to cut them at 2 7/8. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have just this little border. And then you're going to cover all of these, but when you cover all of these, you're going to put a piece of felt. Let's see if I have a piece I can cut out real quick. I need, you can bring the big scissors over. I'm just doing this to the side. I know you can't see it. I think I've got glue on my scissors now, so I have to clean them. Okay, so that way when you lay this piece down, and then you're going to have a piece of felt, okay, and then you're going to have a piece of your fabric over it like so, and then you're going to glue this down here. But in the meantime, also, if you want to put a piece of ribbon here, or let's just use this for an example. You want to put a piece of elastic, a piece of ribbon, and then you're going to also glue that onto the back. And this would be something you could do to hold your scissors. Or if you want to make a pocket, you can take another piece of fabric, make your pocket, and lay it across like that. Just one layer, but just fold this down and stitch across it, and then lay that down. I'm sorry, this, I don't have another smaller piece. But then you'd have a little pocket there if you wanted to put your scissors in there. So when it's sitting up in the inside, it won't fall out. But elastic is a good choice. Even if you wanted to put pockets on 2 of them, let's say, you could still put a piece of elastic up here, because you might want to hold your glue stick. Because, you know, if you're using this for English paper piecing, if you're using it for that, you would want a place that you could put your glue stick, or you could put your templates behind the thing, and then you would have a place to store those while you're, you know, stitching. So I guess that's going to be it for today. I'm going to try to get all these done, and then I'll come back at the end, and I won't have these glued on yet because I will be attaching either the pockets or elastic or whatever we need to do, and then these will get glued on, not sewn. These will be all glued on inside like this. Or you could, because of the elastic in the pocket, I might sew around those. You could do it with a sewing machine. I don't think you can really do it by hand because you would be end up going through the cardboard. Yeah, that would be kind of difficult to do. But you could attach your pocket by hand, stitch on each side before you glue it. That would maybe secure it a little bit better. Anyway, I don't know because I haven't got that far. But anyway, so the lining pieces are 11.5 by 8.5 centimeters. and you need 4 of those. This side is 12 by 9 centimeters, and the inside bottom of the box is 9 by 9 centimeters, and you only need 1 of those. Actually, you're going to want 2 because you're going to want to cover this bottom. At least I am. And then, yeah, that'll be so cute. So this is how big your box is going to be. If you can see, it's, I don't have a stand-up ruler. All I have is a tape measure. Let's see. Well, we know it's going to be about 5 inches tall. Yeah, see, about 5 inches tall. And so that should fit in your, you know, little tote bag if you're going somewhere or something like that. These do not get sewn together because they're going to flop down like one of those explosion boxes. So when you set your box down on your table to do your stitching, it's going to fold out like that. Now they do have the hexagon style, but I thought that might be too much for this one. I'll just wait. Maybe I'll do that, another one, and use that as a gift or something. Oh, that's the lining. That's why it's not. It's a good thing to mark them. Be sure to mark them. You might want to put A, B, C, D, you know, or something like that if you want to keep them. And then have a little list of what they're for. So, okay, guys. Well, that is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. And this is a two-way box sewing kit. And they're very, they used a lot of it during the Victorian ages where the ladies had their little boxes. And then on the lid, we're going to find something, not this one, but when we do the lid, something to put in the center. So you might want to keep your eye open for maybe a tassel, or you might want to put even a little knob on there. You know, you glue a little knob. You could put a button. And then the other thing for the inside in this little box, when it all falls down, now that I'm thinking about it, this one's all going to fall down on the inside. And you have your little square piece. You can make a tiny little pin cushion to go inside there. And that would be so cute. Okay, so, you know, just something really simple, little square, or you can do a circle. In fact, I might do a circle one, and then I'll stitch around it, and that will make it kind of like puffy or looking, something like this, and that would be cute. Okay, and then in this box, you could also put your thimble in there or something like that that you could contain in a pocket, you know, when you close it up. All right, guys, I hope that you could see everything. And, yeah, next time I will have it a better view. Okay, so have a great day and have fun stitching. And I'd love to see your projects. So if you go over to our Facebook group, which is Junk Journal in a Day, I know that doesn't seem like it has anything to do with slow stitching, but it's my channel. It's my group. So go over there and post pictures. We'll be surprised to see some slow stitching over there. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.
Hello, everyone. It's Rita, and I'm back. I think... Yes, I'm going to share with you how I put this section on that is the part that's got the padding on it that goes to the inside, okay? So I have one piece here that I haven't done, and you guys have all sewed it together, hopefully. All your edges around here will be sewed. I hope you can see this okay because I'm in a different angle.
But yeah, all this extra here, this was sewed onto the base, all of the sides. Now, if you haven't done this yet, I almost feel like you could have taken a bigger piece of fabric. I don't know if I have a square about, oh, here's something. So if you had a bigger piece, you could have glued it to where this would overlap this, and it would be like a little hinge. In other words, let me do it from this side so you can see better. Let's see. So like this, you could have glued it on there like that, because then you would be coming back and covering it with this part. And then you wouldn't have needed to sew around this. I'm not sure if it would work, but I don't see why it wouldn't. Anyway, I just thought of that a little while ago, so we're going to do it the way that I was shown to do it. Get these all like straightened out. Okay, so on here, we're going to get our fabric, and I've used this plaid to cover, and in fact that piece is too small. I cut it too small for some reason. Okay, so I got my, this is my squeaky chair. Oops, scissors. Oh, where did you go? Hold on, I forgot to grab those. Hold on. Okay, I couldn't tell if the camera was on or off because for some reason it's in a different position than I'm normally looking at. Okay, so this is another piece that's going to be the padded one. So this is going to sit on here like so. Well, I'm going to cut that a little smaller. Okay. So this padding is going to go on here. And what I do is just, this is felt. You can use felt, you can use some batting or wadding, if that's what you call it, where you're washing from. And I just, my glue is dried up because I left it out. I hope it'll, okay, so now we're going to put the felt side down, or the batting side down. And then we're going to glue it on here. Ugh, yeah, it's pretty messy glue. Okay. This fabric I've had probably 7 or 8 years, this Marcus fabric. All right, so I'm going to get that nice and smooth. This one has a little wrinkle in it. I hope I can stretch it out. Cut this. So I probably won't get all of this in this portion of the video, but I will come back and add to the video as I go along, because you can only do so much at a time, especially when you have to do all 4 sides. Okay, that's why I did the other ones already. We're going to fold these down just like we did on the other ones. I got sticky everywhere. Okay, and then pull that nice and tightly. I was hoping I wouldn't get a bunch of glue on me this time, but I guess I am. But those corners look pretty good. Okay. Do this one. This room seems so hollow. But I usually have on a YouTube video or something while I'm in here. But I'm glad I got another area that I can video in, because it was just too much trouble to take it in and out of my other craft area that I do my journal videos in. Everything was just getting to be a mess. All right, just try to get that best that you can. See, that wrinkle came right out of it. Okay, should have brought my wipes in here. All right, so now let me put my lid on here. The next step will be, well, it doesn't have to be the next step. The next step could be covering all of your little box. Maybe I'll just do one in front of the camera, and then I'll do the rest, and then come back. But these are all going to get glued into here, like this and this. Okay, and this is where we're going to add what we want on the top of these. So if you wanted to, you could add elastic. So you would be wrapping your elastic to the back and, you know, stretch it a little bit so you get it on tight, and that would be something that would hold your scissors. Probably not. Scissors almost always need a pocket at the bottom, so what I will do is probably do something with the pocket here so my scissors will stay. And then I saw somebody do, she had a button here. Maybe it was her kind of scissors. Yeah, and then she would close it and the button would stay, would keep the scissors from falling down. Or the other option is sewing down a ribbon, and then you can tie your scissors shut if you want to. Okay, so let's just see what we can figure out to put on here. So I have this little band that was just left over from the fabric, and I thought I would put this on one of them, but I was thinking about putting some elastic through to cover the elastic. So I'm not sure how that will work. So I'd have to stretch the elastic like so. Just kind of practicing here. And that would make your elastic tight, but we'd have to get that glued on or sewn on. Yeah, okay, so I don't know, maybe the elastic would be better just by itself. But I'm going to use this because I think either way, I'm going to want something here. And I'm thinking that just this doesn't have to be elastic if I could, you know, put some of my clips on it right there. Am I in camera? No. Sorry. So on this little strip that I was showing you, I thought it was in camera. This is just a leftover piece. If I put this on here, then I have a place that I can put my little clippies on there. Or you can also, you know, stick something back in behind that. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be laying out flat. So I thought on this part I would do some stitching here. So I have a needle that'll work. because all of this has to be done before you can glue them on. And can't see. All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I went and washed my hands off too because they were all sticky. What I am going to have to do is get better lighting direct down on my stitching because I can't see it. So got all these different pairs of glasses, and yet none of them work because this is just a different distance. And I don't think any of you probably know, but I had eye surgery. I've had 2 monocular holes, one in each eye. It's been now maybe 3 years. The first one was at least 3 years ago. And I've never been able to see the same again. It's funny because they did the one in my right eye, and they said, and after it was over with, I could see fine, you know, because with a macular hole, you have your vision is, the only way I can think to explain it is like if you go to a carnival and you look in one of those mirrors and everything is distorted, like it makes you look short when you're not, or fat or skinny or, you know, wobbly. Well, that's kind of what happens when you have a monocular hole in your eye. And so they stopped it in the right eye, and then a year later it started again in my left eye. And it's like 10% chance that your other eye is going to do it, but I was so lucky that mine did. The only problem is it did not work on my left eye. So that's what they tell you, is it could, and it might work and it might not. But if you leave it alone and don't do it, then you may end up, kind of, I guess, blind in one eye. So it makes it difficult to stitch because I don't have proper glasses. It's almost like having one blind eye, I guess. I have glasses, but they don't correct the wobble in the left eye. But when I'm using both eyes, I don't notice the wobbling. But if I close my right eye and just look out my left eye, it's all wobbly. Plus, they do a lot of twitching too. So it's probably eye strain because I have to strain all the time. It's hard to sew these little tiny things. Keep them straight. I don't know if that's even necessary. There's a lot of stitching that doesn't even show. Guess I could have used white maybe. Anyway, so, but I just keep on going. I keep on stitching. It's not, I've looked at my work in the past and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at how tiny those stitches were that I did, an embroidery or something. I couldn't do that today. I could not do it, I don't think. But then again, my mom, who, was 91 when she passed away, she could still do embroidery as good as anybody. I mean, it was absolutely perfect, her embroidery. And little tiny stitches. But she used to write really tiny too, so couldn't even hardly read her letters. She writes so small. I don't know why she did that. I guess at one point in her life she had to save paper. And so you would write it really small if you had to write a letter to the family or something. You didn't want to waste it. And then also during that time when she was younger, you couldn't mail things that were heavy, you know. You try to keep them as light as you could because then it couldn't go airmail, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, so there's a little hunk. Did I do that all off screen? Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can just that a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's say this is one little strap that we're going to put on this one. And we're just going to wrap that around. Now, right now, I'm just going to clip it because I don't want to glue anything until I know what's going to go on each one of these. So that's just a little piece there. And then maybe on this one we'll do up here at the top. It doesn't matter really how far back it goes as long as it glues down. And then we're going to stretch this a little bit, not a lot, because you don't want to bend your cardboard. Okay, so there's a little place to, you know, put something. You could put scissors, I guess. So I kind of wanted to cover it, so I mean, I could if I made, but I have to get my sewing machine out and sew this and thread that elastic through it. Now, I've seen them do the elastic edge on the pocket, but I'm not doing that. I don't think it's going to be that important for me to have pockets. I would rather have more elastic because here I can add a spool of thread inside that. This is going to be glued down, so it won't be buckling like that. But, you know, I would like to have something that would hold me a spool of thread, that type of thing. So, we've got that one, and scissors, where'd you go? Oh my goodness, why do I lose things so quickly? The gold, does anybody see them? Gosh, there they are. I just had them in my hand, didn't I? I tell you. All right, I'm gonna cut that away. So you could put 2 pieces of elastic if you wanted to. But I think I'm going to try for a pocket. Now, I was going to use this on the top, the box lid. And the way we have to do this box lid, I don't know if that'll work or not. But I kind of think that would be cute on top for the lid. But I'm going to make the lid... Oh, I'm sorry, my chair is so squeaky. Forgot about this chair. Yeah, so we're going to be doing the sides of the lid at the same time. So I don't know if I have enough fabric to wrap around on the sides. That's my concern. But I'll figure that out when I get there. But I thought if I didn't, I could use these for a pocket. It'd be cute. So let me see. I've got another one too. I've got another full one, so. Now am I in screen? Okay. All right. Let's see if this rips. It's rayon, I'm sure, so it probably won't. Nope. All right. I'm just makeshift cut. Sorry, but I don't have giant scissors in here right now. Eventually I will know exactly what I need here. Okay, so if we made a pocket down here, you can wrap around here. to turn that edge under. Pocket doesn't have to be very big. Okay. Okay, so that's going to wrap around the back and that's going to wrap around the back. So I'm just going to want to stitch this part down. Do I have enough thread on this? Nope. Put this down. So you can do whatever you want, you know, you can put whatever you want on it. I thought I'd make a pocket out of a piece of lace. That would be pretty. Because what we need to put in here is some needles, spool of thread. Now, I don't know about putting these in because it's really not to carry like all your colors of thread. It's to carry your needles and things that you need to sew with. Okay. I'm just going to do a little running stitch. Did you have to get a knot? Oh my goodness. All right, well, I tell you, it's only when you get on camera that it messes up. This is not going to be very straight, so it's probably going to show up really crooked. Okay, yeah, that's pretty ugly. All right, take it to the back and do a little knicker knot here. That way it'll hold it in place. Yeah, that is not the prettiest sight, is it? Well, I'm not going to glue it down right now. I'm just going to get it cut to size. So I may take it back out and do a little more stitching on it. You could also put like a little of the padding on that outside part. Okay, so this I'm just going to cut right down here. Okay, then when we get to ready to glue it on, we'll try to do similar to what we did before. And bring these up. Take that bulk out. Okay. I should cut this part off right now. Okay, so that'll be a cute little pocket there. And let's see, what will we put in that pocket? I don't have anything handy at the moment. But I wonder if thread would fit. That's the problem with having a pocket that lies too flat. So now I don't have enough room. I was going to say I could have pleated it. Maybe I will on another pocket. Okay, so there's that. And you've got this one. And the pocket you're going to want down at the base of it so that you can put things in it and it won't fall out when you close it. So like here's a piece of lace. Now this is the other thing I thought I might do, is put something on the outside decorative. I'm just going to probably glue them on. If I had thought about it before, I may have, I don't have anything right now. I was just thinking lace. And I was thinking lace would be cute, you know, around the top edge. I'm sure that maybe a butterfly would be cute. But next time, I will stitch that area. So if before I glue it all, the panel together, I will mark off so I know where to stop stitching on this outside part. See what I mean? So then I would stitch the lace on and maybe another piece of fabric or something to make it cute. Because I could have put, you know, even these, I could have stitched them in there just like that. So I didn't do it this time, but okay, so let's see, we could make, how much time have I spent? 28 minutes. So I kind of want to get to the other part, but this one we could make a pocket also. So I would stitch across that. And maybe I'll take this over to my chair, and I don't know if you guys want to see me stitch or not. That's not wide enough. It's just kind of hard to stitch right in this location, at least at this point. So if you wanted to make it a looser pocket without putting elastic, because putting elastic is a pain. You have to draw it through there. You have to make a channel. So if we did a pleat in it, like here and here, okay, so there's a pleat. And that would be down like that. And this would be lower. And then you would just glue this up. But see, that little bit of a pleat will make it, the pocket, a little puffier opening. Which would not necessarily secure your item, but at least you could put like a spool of thread in there easily. Okay, so, or we could make a channel. I guess we could. Still would like
use the pleats at the bottom. All right, let's just see if we can do this. I'm going to make a channel. I think this elastic is not too thick. I have to make it that. I just have to measure down. It's looking like an inch for that to go through. If you've got this skinny thread, or skinny elastic, you know, you wouldn't have to make your pocket areas so big. I'm just making this as I go, you guys. I have no plan. I'm just gonna stitch this down. If you want to, you could go to your sewing machine and do a nice little line of stitching. But it's the slow stitching, it's the process that I enjoy. And you don't have to get out the sewing machine if you don't have a place where you have it out all the time. So many people live in smaller homes, or, I mean, when you're going camping or you're in a travel trailer or something like that, that's when you want to stitch, because you're probably on some kind of vacation. You don't need a sewing machine. Although I used to take my featherweight, as long as we had a campsite with electricity. You could sit outside and sew. I was always going to buy one of those little teardrop travel trailers, and I was going to paint it. I always have loved roosters, and I was going to paint it with a big rooster on the outside, and I was going to call it the Red Rooster. It would look like a rooster driving down the road. Now I couldn't even drive a trailer if I wanted to. I don't think. Maybe I could. I don't know. You start young enough doing that, you probably can do it when you get older. Okay, let's see. I don't really have a bobbin to work this through, so let's just, hopefully I can slide it on through there. Probably have to have something. It's almost there. If I had my tweezers, I could get in there and pull on it. Let me try this. Can't get a grip on it. Okay, did it. Make sure you don't twist it up inside there. Okay, so now we're going to take that, scrunch this in. Oh, let's see, it's got to go around the outside. Even this part does. It's going to take a little finagling to see. I think I'd rather have my pocket right on the edge. So maybe it would be better to stitch around the whole thing. But that's what it would look like if you go around it like that. I'm just going to cut that real quick. And so there's your pocket.
could probably glue it down with all the extra. Maybe make that a little bit down a little bit. But if you guys are doing this hand stitching type thing, or you're, slow stitching, you probably have knowledge of things, stitching type things. So now there is elastic, and that will hold whatever you want in there. You could put a thimbles or anything, and then that would go onto that. No, it would go this way, like that. Cute. And then I still would put another band up here, just to have that extra sliding place. But I kind of like the bands to be like this one, or covered, the elastic to be covered. So I think I might do that. Okay, so I'm going to stop at this point, and then I am going to cover as much as I can of these until I get to the last one. And then, well, actually it's the same situation. Just do it the same way. Pick the colors that you want, to be on the outside, because they're going to sit like this. Like that, and that, and that. Okay, and then you're going to have a base down here. And this is actually not even going to be, this is going to be upside down, facing down like that with the fabric. I mean, the fabric is going to be facing up on this side. I think that's what I mean. Just like we did this one, pretty much, yeah. So when it flips open, you see all fabric. And then this side will be the side that you have a little of your batting on there, or felt. And I don't know if it's necessary to put things, to hold things in on those or not. But maybe just something like ribbon, because, it's kind of a small area. And then we'll work on this lid. See if I can remember. I pretty much think she did the lid all one piece. So it would be going like this. And that and that. You can see that. Not down too far. Like so. And then I believe that her fabric covered this whole thing. And then we sewed the corners together. So I don't know. I'll have to take another look or figure out what I want to do with that. And the inside doesn't have a lid, which I think it should have a lid. So I might even come up with, I may not even come up with a lid, but maybe we could take even like one of those scrunchies, like hair scrunchie, or like a ponytail thing, and it would slide over the box, or you could slide it down the box, around the outside of the box, and slide it back up when you're done, so that, it'll stay up straight. And you want to put a thimble or something in that part, it would be actually closed off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work on these other pieces. I might do some stitching on these. Oh, and the only other option that I was thinking for a pocket was some kind of lace. And I do have a piece here, but this isn't going to work, I don't think. So we could put something, you could put something like this as a pocket. Maybe just to hold something flat, like even your needles, or maybe a little place for a notebook. That would be cute. That way you could write notes when you're see something you want to remember, or you're with your friends and they tell you something and you got to have something to write on. Yeah, I think that would be cute, a little notebook. We can make a little notebook. So, okay, well, I'll see you guys in, I'll be in the same video. So I'll be back in a little bit. For you, you know, a second or two. For me, a day, maybe. Okay? So thanks for watching so far. Okay, I'm back. So, I'm sorry about this shadow. I can't seem to get it out of here right now. I have some overhead lighting that I need my grandson to install for me. So where we left off, I believe, was making this little pocket here. And I'm going to attach that to the back of this piece here. And set that there. And then remember that your pockets are going to go at the bottom like this. I was doing it and I'm like, that's not going to work. So yeah, remember that your pockets are going to go down at the bottom, like this lace here. When I was looking at it, I had it this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Not really. I can't get it closer right now. Let's see. This is so unstable that I'm afraid it'll tip over. It's not a good setup. But, you know, it was hard to transfer everything to the other room. So we'll just keep going and see what happens. Okay, so this piece here, I was just going to put this cute lace here. If you don't want to close that bottom, you don't really need to, because it's going to be sitting up like that. And so whatever you put in there, whatever you slide down in there will stand right there. And when it's open, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So don't worry about gluing the bottom if you don't want to add glue to your lace. And I am gluing most of the things on. And then over here we have another pocket that I need to get this glued up. And that one has a piece of elastic going at the top. And then this one just has this little piece here. And I don't know if I, need too much more. It's basically just to take your basics. I could do a, I was going to do a needle, flap for your needles, which you could do. You could add that anywhere. But I have my little needle case here, and that will fit in one of these pockets. Probably one that's a little stronger, maybe because it's heavier. But yeah, that fits there, and I don't need to have to poke it in. I just drop it in there and it's good to go. It's got a magnet. Okay, so let's just try and get some of this glued down. And then I'm going to have to do another video for the lid. But if you're going to go ahead and do this, you have to have a piece that is wider than your side, and that will go into here, and then this will sit up like that, because your base will go inside there like so, and you don't want to, can you see that? You don't want this cardboard to show. Okay, so anyway, I'll do that next week. There's just not enough time to get it all done today. Okay, so, because I've already done, I don't know, an hour and something video. So the glue I'm going to use is, this is called Weld Bond. It's at Hobby Lobby. I imagine you can get it online. It's very, very strong glue. It holds everything. It bonds to most anything, and it does. It dries clear, is permanent, and it's flexible. So I've been using this a lot on my journals lately when I'm having to glue on like the covers of a journal page or something. And then this little thing gets stuck here. Let's make it, I usually have it open in advance. Well, not open, you don't want to leave it open, but at least unstuck. Hold on, let me get this unstuck. Okay, I moved my camera to the other side, to my left side instead of my right side, and it's not casting that shadow like it was, but I hope, you know, you can still see. So let's start with this. I'm going to put a little bit of this glue onto my little wand thing here because it comes out quite fast once it starts coming out. So you don't want it to come out that fast. So just all you need is a little bit. That is that little, one of those little silicone brush things that is, the glue just comes right off it once it dries. You don't even have to wipe it off, just let it dry. And come on, Kai. It is a strong glue. Okay. Pull that a little tight so that it, okay. Now this one, I'm going to cut this, oh, no scissors. Hold on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of like we did the other pieces of fabric. I'm just going to cut this out. I guess somebody's trying to call me. Apologize. This really isn't a slow stitch event. I don't think I'm going to be able to fold this in either. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fold this in like we did the other ones. But this fabric is very difficult to work with, so I do not plan to use it again on something like this anyway. You like my wonky stitches? All right, I'm just going to glue it down the best I can. Other side a little bit. This doesn't, like, it's going into the fabric, so it's a little bit, I'm using it up pretty quick. If you're using paper, you can spread it a little bit more. Get it set down. I was going to do all of this, but I don't think I have enough time. So let me just get at least one of these glued down so you can see. And this fabric may not like this glue that much either, or it's not going to like anything, honestly. It's like a rayon. All right, I'm just going to snip this. It might look a little messy on the corner, but it's okay. This is going to be on the back side, so it won't matter. I'm sorry about all my bruising, you guys. I went to the chiropractor and I don't know. he just did a terrible job. And I bruise really easily. If you'll notice in any of my videos, you'll see me with bruises. I don't know what to do. The doctor doesn't do anything about it or say what I can do, or, you know, so I just have to live with it. It's just part of old age, I guess. Okay, so that's fairly close. I don't think, I don't like doing this at all. Maybe if I put a little dab of that glue on the corner, since it dries clear, it'll keep it from fraying. Okay. So now I'm going to put that going this direction. So let's put some glue on this. See how it comes out pretty quick, pretty fast. So okay, and this will dry clear. So if you get it over the edge a little bit, it's okay. Let's see if this is holding here. Looks like it is. It does dry quickly. Okay, just want to make sure that you can still lift up your thing there. Could have been a little straighter. Okay, so now I'll just clip around this to give it time to dry. Okay, so what I wanted to show you, I thought I could get these all glued on. I probably should have glued them all on and then left one for last, huh? I should have thought of that, but I didn't. So let's just glue this one on. I'm going to try to list, I hate to waste, well, I'm not going to be able to use that little tiny skinny piece of lace probably. I forgot what I was going to say. I kind of wanted to show you what to put in here. Even if you're not, if you want to make this for a friend or something, oh, what a great gift I think it would be. If they're, you know, a sewer. This gets, this might almost be empty. Okay. I'm just going to do this side. You might want to keep it inside a little bit more than I am. There we go. Are you guys seeing what I'm doing, I hope? Yeah. I had a sciatic go out, sciatic nerve, and that's what's wrong with that's why I went to the chiropractor. And if you don't watch my other videos, you know that I took a whole week off because I wanted just to get some things done around the house. Do some decluttering, and sure enough, my leg, I can't stand up more than 10 minutes. But it's getting better, I think. It takes a long time to heal anyway. Okay, now this is barely probably dry, but it's dry enough that you can actually take these off and it won't lift up. Let's see if I can. Don't like putting my scissors in glue, but I don't have another tool at the moment. Yeah, it's a little shabby. Okay, I just want you to be able to see that, how fast this stuff dries, this glue. But you still want it to keep, you know, holding on. You would normally leave your clips on a little bit longer than that. Okay, so let me close this since we're not going to glue. And get it. I'll wipe this off because it does, it goes over that opening, then you have to pick it off. So, okay, so what to put in here? Oh, and then this is the other one that goes in the center, like this. This is so darn cute. Okay, so this goes in your center. Now, I was going to add lace. This one I just stuck some straight pins in, but we're going to make a pin cushion for inside there. I hope. It's a little tiny. It might be too tiny. So I don't have hardly any white lace. I thought I had another smaller piece of white. I don't see it. Maybe it wasn't white. It was off-white or something. But I was just going to do something like that. Just put a piece of lace on each one of these. And that would be cute, even though it's... and I think at that point you could put in... These are my little tags that they're called floss drops. And I made these on my Cricut. And I'm going to use this too for cross stitching, all kinds of whatever stitching I do. So I wanted to have some of my floss drops in here. I mean, I don't need a bunch. I only need a couple. If it was all glued down, it would probably be easier to get in there, but I think they'll fit. Or, you know, try your stuff out, and that way when you glue down your lace, you know, you won't make it too tight or whatever. Okay, so that's one little thing you can add to it. And then in here, I thought maybe my needles would fit. I'm not sure. This pack of needles, yeah, this part would fit if I took it out of here. Let's see if I have any more. My little tiny needles. Yeah, so I don't know if needles will fit there, but your needles will fit up here too. Okay, so maybe you have little random things that you want to put in there. And then I was thinking of taking this, and I don't know if I want it on the out. This is very difficult with all the clips. I don't know if I want to run it across the outside. No, I think I'm going to put it on the lid, coming down the lid, the side. And then I had this wide ribbon, and I thought, well, that would work too. I could, you know, but that's kind of a cream color too. I don't use white very, very often. Okay, so that's that. This is going to get glued dead center. So in order to get this centered, you can measure, it looks like 1 inch right there. Let's see. Yeah, approximately 1 inch, probably 3/4 of an inch maybe. And so you can measure it, and then you can see, you know, to get it centered. And then you would be gluing this bottom to this. Okay? So there's that. All right, I'm going to move this for a minute. And inside here will go the little pin cushion. Or I thought even another cute little box would be cute just to put your thimble or something like that in there. There's just tons of things to do.
Okay, so now I've got my lead for my lead pencils. Here's my, okay, this one, my marking pencil pen. I don't know if that'll fit. No, that won't. Darn. And neither will this. Shoot. Well, I guess you're going to have a smaller pen. Let's see. Let me lift this one up. The only thing you could do would be maybe put it on the out. No, you can't because of the lid. Darn. Okay, well that takes care of that. So, you could put your packets of needles. And then I thought a little notebook would be cute. I have these little cards that I printed out a long time ago, and I thought you could put something like that in there. Actually, I'm going to put that in there. And then you could take a, what do you call it, sheets, put these off, they're probably done. What do we call these? I can't think of it. But anyway, those will fit in like so. Okay, there's a brand name and I can't think of it. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. This one come off of another one that I had, and there's only a few sheets there, but still you could poke that down there and you would have paper to write on notes. Your needle case would probably fit like in this side, maybe. But you're going to have to figure out what is best for you. Then this one here, I was just going to put my scissors here so that they would fall down. Well, these scissors are a little tiny, but they would fall into the pocket. Actually, I was going to sew ribbon. Let's see, where can I put? I already glued that down. Okay, I may have to do it on this one. I may just put, tie a ribbon here, and that will, you could tie, and then your scissors would stay put. But they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay inside because you're going to have that box as well. All right, so I thought I'd put this on the top of the lid. Let's just say this is the top. Maybe this would be cute. Something like that. Anything you want to put. You could put a bigger button or something with a shank button so you could reach and get it off. But I think you're going to be able to go like this. Just lift it off and put it back on again. And then I wanted to see if, let me take that out for a second. I have this rubber band that I got this in the hair section. I've used these a lot in my journals for closures, but I thought maybe that would work, something like that, just to close it back up and put your lid on, because otherwise you have to kind of arrange it to get all your stuff back in there. And this little box is going to sit inside. So darn cute, like that. And you do have room in there. Can you see that inside? You do have some room for your items. You could put extra things in there. So if you didn't want to put them in a pocket, you could just slide something down and back in there like that. All right, guys, I'm going to go. That's about all I can tell you right now until next time. And I will do the lid and decorate that up, and then I guess it will be all done. I was going to show you the ones that I was working on. I don't think I have them all sitting here. This is the other ones I was
stitching on. So here I put this little, I stitched around the little butterfly and put a couple buttons there. I'm not quite done with it. I just keep moving around and trying different things. This one I haven't done anything, or this one. And, but eventually I'll have a little thing for a box. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I wish that my setup was a little bit better, but I'm going to watch it back and see, you know, how bad it is. I've already been 24 minutes. This video is going to be long, but you guys speed it up, right? You can speed it up as fast as you want it to go. You could skip it. You don't even have to watch it at all. But if you enjoy it, let me know, and leave me a comment, subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Okay? Thanks. Bye.